The Dragon Who Couldn't Breathe Fire. Ember was a young dragon with scales the color of a sunset. But while all the other dragons practiced puffing out fiery smoke rings, Ember would only ever puff out daisies, little, cheerful daisies that floated on the breeze. Her older brother, Blaze, was a master of fire. "You're a disgrace to our kind," he'd bellow, and then he'd let out a giant plume of flame that would turn a rock to ash. "What good are flowers? You can't even toast a marshmallow." Ember tried so hard to be like them. She'd huff and she'd puff until her cheeks were red, but all that ever came out was a shower of tulips and sunflowers. One time, she sneezed and a whole bouquet of lilies shot out, hitting Blaze right on the nose. He looked so silly with a lily on his snout that even Ember had to giggle. One day, a terrible drought came to the enchanted forest. The rivers turned to dust, the leaves curled up like old paper, and the forest creatures looked terribly thirsty. The dragons tried to help by breathing fire to melt the ice on the mountaintops, but it just made everything hotter. Ember watched from a distance, feeling useless. Her flowers were pretty, but what good were they against a drought? She saw a little squirrel trying to find a drop of water, and her heart ached. She took a deep breath, and instead of a daisy, a beautiful, vibrant rose bloomed from her mouth. It was cool to the touch and smelled of rain. An idea sparked in her mind. She flew over the parched land, breathing out roses, lilies, and sunflowers. The flowers landed on the dry ground, and something magical happened. They didn't wilt. Instead, they began to take root, and a sweet, misty dew settled on the leaves around them. The other dragons watched in awe as the forest began to transform. The brown leaves turned green again, and the air filled with the sweet scent of blossoms. The little streams, fed by the magical dew, began to trickle and then flow again. Blaze flew down and landed beside Ember. He looked at the vibrant, living forest and then at Ember's gentle face. "I'm sorry, Ember," he mumbled, his voice much softer than usual. "Your flowers are, well, they're better than fire." Ember just smiled, a single perfect daisy floating from her lips. The elder dragon landed and bowed his head to Ember. "Fire can destroy, but your flowers give life," he said. "Your gift is the most powerful of all." From that day on, Ember was no longer the dragon who couldn't breathe fire. She was Ember, the guardian of the enchanted forest, and her breath was the most beautiful magic of all.